Welcome to Campus Chat, a look at the people, the opportunities, programs, and happenings at Western Nevada College. Campus Chat is made possible by the Western Nevada College Foundation.
Hello and welcome to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Morris, and this is a show about the people and programs of Western Nevada College. With me today is Katie Durbin. She is the coordinator, commander, let's get that right. You're no coordinator of the Western Nevada State Peace Officer Academy here at Western Nevada College. And 5 years ago, we followed two graduates of the Peace Officer Standard and Training Group, and we followed them throughout their career. We did a show at the beginning, and then
one in the middle, and
then one at graduation. And it really was one of our most popular shows. So it's really, we're going to do that again, and we're going to be meeting those two cadets later on in the program.
Yeah.
But Katie, always nice to have you on the show because you never know what Katie's going to say.
I'll try not to.
Yeah. You don't. I mean, you're very spontaneous. I like that about you.
That's a nice way to put it. Thank you so much.
That is a nice way to put it. So, law enforcement officials, there's a broad spectrum of jobs available to our students. What kind of jobs are available? I mean, I think we think of police officers and then that's it, but it's much more than that, isn't it?
Much, much more. I mean, they could start out as street officers, go on to parole and probation, county probation, investigators, detectives. I've had some graduates go on to the FBI. Wow. And he's in Indianapolis right now.
That's great. Now, does this program at all teach them about forensics?
It does.
It does? And so if they wanted to veer off into that, they could also, or?
And it's a natural choice. Some people are much more adept at learning sciences, and that's their forte. So, yeah, sometimes they get into law enforcement, and they want to veer off. They want to go on to UNR and get their degrees in sciences. We had a fingerprinting class in here last night, as you can tell by all the dust and dirt. And I think most of the students had fun with it.
Yeah. All I know is that I'm not going to commit a crime anyway, but if I was, well, I wouldn't because my hair is everywhere. I just realized you can't commit a crime because your hair is everywhere.
Your hair is everywhere. Yeah. The little dust mites that fall off your body, and unless you wear a hazmat suit 24/7 and sleep in it, you know.
This is about law enforcement and prevention, not how to get away with the crime.
Yeah,
Let me make that sure. Make sure we get that straight. So, well, you were involved in law enforcement. What did you do?
I actually worked for the prisons, a long, long time ago. And I enjoyed the training aspect of it. So when I left there, I got my degree, and we started this academy, and it was just a natural progression, and I love it.
Yeah, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
You really have done a great job. A lot of qualified people coming through the program, and it's a well-respected program.
It is.
Among the different agencies. I mean, I know that for a fact.
Thank you.
So if someone's watching the show and they're interested in getting into law enforcement, what's the first step?
The first step is to fill out a background application packet that they can download off of the college website, which is www.wnc.edu/POST. And they can get on that, download the application. There's a letter on there telling them what they need to submit. Mm-hmm. Put it in, I'll do a background, and we'll get them going.
And then they can go see a counselor.
Oh, definitely see a counselor first. There are so many prerequisites now, and law enforcement, 90% of what law enforcement does is report writing. Mm-hmm. So I tell everybody, go see a counselor, take your English classes, and because the academy has so much accident investigation, a lot of that's math. They need to take math classes.
So the core curriculum is really important
in
law enforcement. And then they can get an Associate of Applied Science in Law Enforcement.
Exactly.
Or a certificate.
Or a Certificate of Achievement, yes.
Yeah, that's great. So there's a lot of options.
There are a whole lot of options.
So you get the application filled out, but what are you looking for in a candidate for this program? What kind of traits should they possess?
Self-confidence.
For them to succeed?
Self-confidence, number one. Mm-hmm. They have to have a basic and very good grasp of the English language, and they have to be good students. We require an 80% minimum average in the academy. Most classes are 70%. Mm-hmm. We hold our students to a higher standard. And that's the reason why the law enforcement agencies come here, and they come into class and they recruit from this class. We have a lot of our instructors who teach in the academy also teach college classes. Ken Quirk from Story County. And they recruit, but they're looking for honesty, integrity, problem-solving techniques, those kinds of things.
Right. Yeah, that's great. What kind of general areas are they tested in? I mean, what must they become proficient in?
Driving a vehicle through our EVOC course, firearms, defensive tactics. We teach them baton. We will pepper spray them. We will also be doing some taser this year, so they'll have to take the full 2-minute ride and jump around like little chickens. Report writing is the most important. We go through, there is a prerequisite. They have to take a 3-credit class before they get in. During the academy, we'll go through another 60 hours of report writing easy.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you, Katie, for talking about how to get involved in the program. And we're going to take a break right now, and then we'll come back with 2 current students and a graduate. So stay with us. We'll be right back with Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Morris, and in our first segment we talked with Commander Katie Durbin of the Western Nevada State Peace Officer Academy, and our next guests are 2 current cadets in the program, Dan Shyne and Alice Valdez. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then a graduate of the program who is currently employed by the Story County Sheriff's Department, and that's Corporal Frank Valdez. So nice to have you here. So let's start with you, Dan. Why did you get involved in, why did you want to become a law enforcement person?
I want to say it's in the blood. My mom and dad actually met in the academy in 1981, and so it's just something I've always wanted to do, and that's about it.
Well, so why did you come to Western Nevada College?
I heard it was a higher standard of training, and plus it's more than half my degree, so I thought it'd be a good way to jumpstart my degree.
Yeah, excellent. That's great. What about you, Alice? Your husband, this is Alice's husband also. Your husband's in law enforcement, and now it's going to be both of you, husband and wife, in law enforcement.
Right.
But what was the driving force for your decision?
I think for me, I've always respected what law enforcement does for our communities, and I just wanted to be a part of that. And also having law enforcement in my family and my husband, I see it and I live it every day, so I knew that's something I wanted to do.
Great. Well, what do you think so far at the Academy? It's been 10 weeks that you've been in the program, and is it everything you've expected, or is it more?
It's very challenging, and it's exciting, but I enjoy it. The challenges are really what I enjoy.
Oh, that's great. So, Dan, when you think about being a police officer, is that what you want to do, going to like a street officer?
Yep.
What do you think are the qualities of an excellent police officer?
You need to have really good morals and a good head on his shoulders. Common sense is a big thing for cops, I think. You just need to be smart about how you conduct your everyday business.
Mm-hmm. That's good advice for just anyone, right? That's great. So, Corporal Valdez, when did you graduate from?
2006.
2006. And then did you go directly to work at Story County?
Yeah, I was actually hired approximately 3 weeks before I graduated.
Really?
I was courted by 2 different agencies, and I decided to go with Story County because of the opportunities that were offered at that time.
So did you start off, because you're a corporal now, what do you start off at when you enter the Sheriff's Department?
As a Deputy 1, they would call it. So I went directly to the road and through at the FTO program.
FTO?
Field Training Officer program.
And then you worked your way up to the corporal position? I mean, How does that happen?
Just a matter of doing your job and showing the ability to supervise and showing good judgment, decision making.
How do you feel about your wife getting in the program?
I fully support her. It's something she's always wanted to do.
Do you think you guys would be working in the same department, or that they probably wouldn't allow that?
Well, they would allow it on a certain level, but I believe she's going to go into another agency.
Oh, really? Alice, what is that?
I'm interested in the Department of Public Safety, and that's the avenue I'm going towards, the NHP in particular.
Oh, okay, Highway Patrol.
Yes.
Yeah, keeping our streets safe. What? Yeah, I saw a couple of my friends this morning on the highway coming in. I always am very careful. Yeah, right. Frank's going, yeah, right. I've seen that face before. I don't think so. So, Dan, what has been the hardest part of the academy so far for you?
The academics is tough. You have to make sure you study, otherwise you're going to fall behind. Mm-hmm. If you don't study, you're done.
What do you mean the academics? Like, is it English or is it actual the theory of law enforcement? Like,
you get a lot of stuff thrown at you with laws and stuff. It's like throwing Jello against the wall and see what sticks. I mean, you get a lot of it that just comes right at you. It's a lot to take in, so you have to study.
Is there a particular area that fascinates you more than the other, or that you like more than the other? Like, do you have a specialty you want to be in, or?
At this point, not yet. I just want to work the streets and get that under my belt, and we'll see what presents itself later on.
What about you, Alice?
In terms of the academics,
right,
or the challenges?
Both.
The academics are coming fairly easy to me, but the challenges, like Dan said, there's always a lot of stuff thrown at you. So the ability to juggle multiple areas is the challenge.
Right. Frank, you're on the street, and you probably manage other deputies, but what's been the most challenging thing so far to you in your career?
Basically, just managing and being able to watch over your guys, keep everybody on an even keel, make sure that you're making the correct decisions, and public relations, the way you deal with the public.
Mm-hmm. Do you think people generally want to be good, but they just get a tough break, or
I think generally people do want to be good, but yeah, some people do get tough breaks and they go the other direction.
Right. Is it harder in Virginia City? I mean, my family's from Virginia City originally, and there are some different kind of people up there. Okay, it's true because my family. Okay, I'm saying this as my family's from there, but there are some old-time hippies up there. I mean, really kind of this different kind of person, and they're proud of it. I mean, it's not like I'm saying anything that they don't know.
It's an interesting place to work, but the job is basically the same job wherever you do it.
Wherever you go.
Yeah.
And how are the relations with the other jurisdictions? Does Story County have a good working relationship with Lyon County and Carson City and Washoe County?
Yes, and our current sheriff has had a lot to do with that. He's done great things with this department. We've established a very good reputation and relationships with other jurisdictions in the area.
So that's good. That's really important, especially with the communities so close, especially like in Dayton and Story County. Those communities are right together, and unless you share information,
absolutely,
that could be a problem. What's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, gosh. Well, working graveyard, when you're pulling a traffic stop at 3:30, 4 in the morning, they're always a little iffy, so you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
A lot of times working in a rural area, you work by yourself. Being in a rural area, we don't have the luxury of having extra bodies or backup, so we have to think on our feet and really take stock of what's going on.
Right. I think you do an amazing job up there, the rural police officers.
Thank you.
Because I live in a rural area, and I'm just really impressed with the level of service that they give us and how considerate and courteous they are, because I know it's a tough job.
Thank you.
So what do you want to tell us, Dan, about you that we don't know yet as we get toward the end of this show? Like, do you want to be, you want to start out as a street officer, but eventually do you want to be a sheriff someday? Or
I
do you
don't think I want to be a sheriff or anything, or chief of police. I'd probably like to get into detectives maybe, because that investigation would probably be really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be fun too.
Yeah, we did fingerprinting and stuff, and there's lifting prints, and there's powder all over the floor here from last night, so.
That's quite a skill, though, isn't it?
It's very difficult to do. It was hard to get a good print off of things.
What about you, Alice? What do you hope? You want to go into the highway patrol, but then really what
I think even in this stage of my life, you know, I've also told, I have a daughter who's 25, Dan's age, and I've told her the sky's the limit. So as far as for me, just the challenges of being out there are the first step, and then beyond that, I really haven't looked at that. But again, you know, I'm open to whatever the agency has to offer and what I have to offer to the agency.
Yeah, that's great. So we're going to follow you two, Dan and Alice, through their 30-week program here at Post. And some people fall out. I mean, you've already seen that. I think the first day, 7 people didn't show up. You think you're going to make it?
I definitely. I want to make it. I mean, all my desires, and I'm working hard, as hard as I can.
What about you, Dan?
It's one of the things that's kind of scary about coming on here and following my career through the academy is you know, that fear of if I won't make it. But you can't think like that. You need to think that I will be there on August 13th graduating.
That's exactly right. Think it and it'll come true. So Frank, any last words from you about the program or your career?
It's a great program. You know, it'll teach you practical skills that you can apply in everyday situations. Katie had mentioned that communication is a huge part of this job, verbal as well as written. It teaches you situational awareness, which you'll apply every day, and public relations, dealing with people, and as Dan said, it'll sharpen your common sense. You'll be able to apply the things that you know that you've learned through your regular life experience and focus them on your job.
Well, that's great. Well, I would like to thank all three of you for taking time to come and appear on Campus Chat, Corporal Valdez, Alice, and Dan. I really look forward to talking to you again in July, see where you're at, see what you think then, all the information and skills that you've learned, and we want you to stay safe, of course, and thank you for the great job you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. So stay with us. We'll be right back with our last segment of Campus Chat. Welcome back to Campus Chat. My name is Helaine Morris, and our next guest is Shelly Bale, and she is chairwoman of the Multicultural Festival here at Western Nevada College, and she's also the administrative assistant in the student outreach. So, Shelly, nice to have you here.
Thanks, Helaine. Nice to be here.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about the Multicultural Festival. It's going to be held on May 15th. It's called Rhythms of Our Community, and I think it definitely celebrates our cultural diversity, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Now tell me, how did you get elected as chair?
My boss, Katie Leo, decided that she wanted me to do it, and I was thrilled for the opportunity to do it. I've been involved on the committee the past couple of years and loved it, so I was really excited to try to make this happen this year.
Right. What does the Multicultural Festival stand for? What is it all about to you?
Well, I take a really broad view. Before I didn't. I used to just think, okay, Multicultural Festival means Native Americans, Japanese, just really distinct cultures. But I take a broader view where we're including perhaps disabled performers, gay and lesbian performers, cowboy poets, for example. So, it's a broad spectrum of diversity, in my opinion. That's what I think is really important to educate our community.
Wow, that's really interesting. I think that's great. And so it's a vehicle to educate the community about that we should be respectful of these different ethnicities, cultures, viewpoints, lifestyles.
Sure.
That type of thing.
It's like a form of edutainment. It's education and entertainment all in one. And it's great that we have it up at the campus. It brings people up here that maybe perhaps wouldn't have come up to the campus before. So, we try to make everybody feel welcome and have them get to know the campus and just see what we're trying to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited for this year's festival.
Yes, I always enjoy coming to the Multicultural Festival. It's lots of great food, great entertainment, and it's free, isn't it?
It's free, yes.
For all ages.
The food isn't free, but you don't have to pay to enter to participate in the festival. But there will be food vendors, and there will be other things that you can purchase from the exhibitors, like jewelry or other pieces of art, things like that.
Oh, that's great. Mm-hmm. So are you still working on the performers? Who might you get, or who do you have already?
Well, we have quite a few lined up already, believe it or not. I'm really happy and excited that we have the Eagle Wing Pageant dancers. And that is a blend of different tribes in the area, Washoe, Paiute, and some other tribes. And it's a pretty large group of dancers. So they're going to open the ceremony, so I really hope that everybody that's coming will be there for that. And they'll start very promptly at like 11:05. And we also have Milton Merlos. He's from the band Soul Jive. He does flamenco guitar. Oh. We have the Reno Taiko drummers, which is an all-time favorite, of course. We also have a really fun band called the Country Valley Jug Stompers. I saw them at the Scariest a couple months ago, and I booked them right there. They were fabulous. It's just three of them, and they use those old-time instruments like washboards and like a broomstick in a drum, and they're very creative. So, and they do like a fusion of music. So it's swing and jazz and like really old country that you just don't hear anymore. So I thought that would be a great addition.
Yeah, great. Mm-hmm. And is this schedule going to be somewhere? Because there's going to be a lot of different events going on. Are you going to have a schedule posted somewhere? Or?
Yes, the schedule will be posted online as soon as we confirm all the entertainment. It should, I would say in the next month, so probably mid-April, we should have a final schedule.
And does it go all day? So you say 11:05. Are they going to be in Sarah Winnemucca Hall, the opening act? Or
no, it's all outside. It's all outdoors.
Outdoors.
It'll be like when we had the festival in 2008. It was outdoors between our Cedar and Aspen buildings. So everything will be outdoors except for the exhibitors will be indoors in Bristlecone, and the food vendors will be on our Rotary Plaza. So it's all very convenient. And we'll have our kids' corner as well.
Oh, yeah. That's great. It's just a lot of fun, isn't it? How many people do you expect?
I think usually we get around, 500 or so. We're hoping for even more because we're really trying to promote the event and bring in, what's great about this event, it's called Rhythms of Our Community, and I think of that as kind of like the heartbeat of our community where we're really trying to showcase what makes our community vibrant. And all of the talent that's coming in is from Reno, Tahoe, Carson City, Schurz, or Walker Lake areas. There's no one coming in from, far away.
Right.
So it's really going to show our community what we've got going on here and how rich our diversity is, even in our little small town.
Now, there's going to be a film also?
Yes. The night before the festival, we're actually going to kick off the festival by showing this film Friday night, May 14th at 7 p.m. It's called The Nature of Existence. And I guess it's a very popular film that addresses how people believe all over the world regarding spirituality, regarding marriage, all kinds of topics. This director went all over the world and basically just interviewed different cultures about those topics. So we're excited about that.
That sounds great. Now, is that going to be in Marlette Hall or Sarah Winnemucca Hall so you can have more people? Or
we haven't really decided yet, but most likely it'll be Marlette Hall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's about 120 people can fit in there, so you need to show up early if you want to.
Yes,
and that sounds like a great film.
It's going to be really great. And one of our faculty members, Daryl Frazetti, is the one that brought this to our attention, and he's also a Trekkie, and he's great. And he is going to, the week of the event, he is going to dress up in his Star Trek costume I don't know which character it is yet, but he's going to dress up in his Star Trek costume and walk around campus selling raffle tickets.
Oh, that's great.
So,
that's
yeah,
great.
That'll be fun.
So you're also sponsoring a photo essay contest? What's that
Yes.
about?
Okay. The photo essay contest also has the theme of rhythms of our community, and that ties in with the festival. I came up with that idea because I love contests and I love photos, and I just thought it would be a great way for the entire community, if they want to be involved even more. And that is basically you just go out into the community and find either a person or a group of people that reflect diversity and somehow have this theme of rhythm. So for example, it could be a group of basketball players, the bouncing of the ball and things like that. That's rhythm. It could be a group of people in a room typing on their computers. I mean, however you want to interpret rhythm, and then also tie that into a diverse group of people. It could be whatever group you think is diverse, so it's a very broad interpretation.
And are there specific guidelines for the size of the photo and how it's mounted and that type of thing?
There's all the information can be found on the web at wnc.edu. You just follow the links you'll see an article on our homepage about the photo essay contest, and if you just follow those links, there is a PDF file there that explains everything in detail.
Oh, that's great. Now, who are the judges? You're going to have a committee that are going to judge?
Yeah, one of us from the Multicultural Festival will be part of the judging, and also we have Sharon Tutley and Jana Conkey, who are our art faculty here, that are going to be judging.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Is there a prize or anything, or?
Yes. Okay. The grand prize is a 3-credit course and also a $100 gift card to our bookstore. We also will have a second prize and a third prize, which is a People's Choice. So what will happen, which is another really cool part of this, is the week prior to the event, all of the photo essays will be displayed in our Bristlecone Gallery, and people will be walking through and choosing their favorite ones. Yeah. So, and then even on the day of the festival, people will still have the opportunity up until, say, 1 p.m. that day, and then we'll announce the winners.
So it sounds like you've brought, it's always been a great festival, but it sounds like you brought in a couple of different events to really make it unique this year. I really like that. That's really cool. Yeah. Now I know Sandy Richmond, she's our producer, really likes the food part, and we talked about the food before. I always like the cup of fruit, or like cantaloupe and
fresh fruit, or frutas fresca,
cayenne pepper on it or something.
Yes, you put the lime juice and cayenne pepper, and the name of that vendor is Frutas Frescas. So they'll be there. They're confirmed. And we also have San Marcos Grill coming, which is great. I love that restaurant. We also are trying to get an Asian vendor to be there. Lifted Cafe, which is our own cafe here. Everything they make is great, and we're going to request that they do a barbecue, like ribs or something. So that's always popular.
So let's go over the details once again, like the date, time, location, that type of thing.
Okay, so the festival is going to be Saturday, May 15th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And of course that may run over a little bit because we have a lot of entertainers this year.
That's great. And then if you want to watch the film, The Nature of Existence?
The Nature of Existence will be shown May 14th, Friday, May 14th at 7 p.m. And anytime you need more information about these events, just go to our website and click on the News and Events button, and that will give you all the details. Also, I just want to mention raffle tickets. We will start selling raffle tickets April 15th, and you can come to the campus to purchase them. We will also be out in the community selling them. They're $1 a piece, or 6 for $5.
Oh, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
that's really good. And then can they call you directly?
They can call me directly, and also J.W. Lazarian Financial Aid. So J.W.'s phone number is 445-3261, and my phone number is 445-3283.
Yeah, that's great, Shelly. Well, congratulations. You've really put together a great festival, you and your committee. Thanks for being the chair. I know that's always a great, big job.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching this edition of Campus Chat. We'll see you next month.
This has been Campus Chat, a monthly program from Western Nevada College. Campus Chat is made possible by the Western Nevada College Foundation.